Hello everybody! So today I thought of starting a new series where I talk about things that are exclusively Chinese, if not adopted by many Asian countries. Now before I begin, I just want to say that these are not things that are so-called invented by Chinese. I'm Chinese myself, so I'm only talking from my own cultural experience, and these are just the things that I notice when I interact with my own race. When I go back to my country, I can see that these are the things that are different from the West. So if you're Asian and these are the things that you also use or are used to in your own country, it's cool. And if you're not Asian and these things also happen in your country, that's even cooler. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna call them Chinese. Alright? So there are certain ways that Chinese people like to interact with each other, and this social etiquette can be very different from the West. Now, since Chinese is a very defined culture and people don't like to be direct, many things go without saying. So if you're looking to immerse yourself into the Chinese culture, this series can be your lifesaver. So today I want to start with something you may or may not have heard of already, and that is what we Chinese people call mianzi, or directly translated as face. You might have heard of saving face or losing face, but what is this whole concept of face and why is it so important? Now, face can be seen as someone's pride or self-esteem. There's a saying in Chinese, people need their faces as trees need the skin. So believe that in order to be a respected person, you need your face. We need our faces to protect ourselves from criticism and judgments, just like trees need their skin to protect themselves from harsh weather. The Asian concept of face is equivalent to the Western concept of skin, as in thick-skinned or skin deep. But as Chinese is a somewhat complex culture, of course it goes thicker and deeper than that.
See the pun right there?
Face is not only your normal pride or self-esteem. It is something that you're expected to retain, you're given, and are judged upon, etc. Here is a list of phrases or common sayings that are related to face. Number 1. 有面子 or have face. Having face is not only about having pride. If you're someone who is rich or famous or has some sort of power, you are considered to have much face. As such, if you know someone who has much face, you also yourself have much face. Hey, it's called showing off. Number 2, 没面子 or have no face. Having no face means either you are ashamed of yourself or that you have done something that brings great shame. If your pride is destroyed, so to speak, and it brings up people's judgments, you have no face. It's just like saying you can't bring yourself to face the world. I have no face. I didn't get an A+. I have no face. Number 3, 丢脸 or lose face. Before losing all of your face, thus having no face, you lose your face. Losing face refers to small embarrassing acts or something that potentially brings shame. You can lose your own face, have done something embarrassing like walking into a male toilet when you're a female, or you can lose someone else's face if you're part of it. For example, you have done something that might ruin your company's reputation. What? No A+? You lose our family's face! Number 4, 要面子 wanting face, usually too much. You really want your face, so you try not to do anything that brings shame. Wanting too much face can also mean going to the extreme to cover off your weaknesses or showing off your strengths. For example, someone who always denies his or her weaknesses can be his or her way of wanting face. Or if someone who's always arrogant about his or her properties and always try to show off, could be that it gives them a sense of higher pride.
Ever wonder why Asian parents always compare their children's grades?
Number 5, 不要脸 don't want your face. When you don't want your face or you don't care about your face, you're being thick-skinned. And even though being thick-skinned might be a good thing, this term, however, is used as a judgmental call. It is a bit negative. In Cantonese, when we don't care about our faces, we sometimes call it scratching our faces. That was so embarrassing. Number 6, 留面子 saving face. Let's say you know that someone who didn't get an A+ on his test. Saving them face would be to not to talk about the incident in front of them or the parents and to not spread rumors about it. Number 7. 给面子 or 赏面 to give face. When you give someone face, you're being polite in helping, which you may or may not want to do. For example, if your mom's relative, you don't even know, invited you to his house, you might just want to rock out just because you're giving them face or you're giving your mom face so that you maintain a good relationship with them and save yourself from embarrassments next time. Failing to do that might be seen as not giving them face, which is considered being rude if your relative is rather sincere about the invitation. Number 8. 翻脸 or flip face. When you flip face with a friend, it means that you have a serious argument with him or her, which leads you ditching each other. And that is my list of face-related phrases that we use every day when we interact with Chinese people or Asian people in general. I hope that wasn't too complicated for you, and if there are any other face-related sayings that you would like to add, please tell me so. Finally, I just want to add that I think everything in life is about balance. I think the concept of face as a sign of respect to someone or to yourself is a good thing, but thinking about it too much or wanting too much face could actually create a barrier to effective communication and would lead to misunderstanding. Processing face is like processing people's opinion or judgment. It is up to you how you want to interpret the meaning within or whether this concept should bother you or not. For example, just because someone says you don't want your face or you lose their face when you ask a stupid question doesn't mean it should apply to you, right? After all, is the answer to that question more important to you or your face? Sometimes it's just not worth it to put face over everything else that we miss great opportunities. I think simplicity and honesty is important when we socialize and communicate, as long as we learn to respect each other. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and please don't forget to stay fabulous. You!